What's going on, everybody? It's me, Tricks5 year ago by for short. That's my thing. And I have a few things that I would like to say. One, thank you. 1K. I haven't stressed this enough. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. And two, leaks. We got a whole, well, not leaks. They're more just updates posted by the developer, but they're leaks because funny. Anyways, we got Orochi. This is his redesign. So, before he looked like, okay, never mind. We're not finding him here. But before he looked like this, picture on screen. There you go. And now after, he looks like this. This is absolutely insane. This is, oh my god. And, then there's this. So at first I was confused as to what this was. I thought that it was like a redesign for Moby, but as it turns out, it's really cool. I'm about to spoil the what this is because funny. Anyways, so what this is not a new texture for Moby, but I mean it is, but it's used along with the other one. When an area is severely damaged on Moby, a patch of like his normal skin will disappear and this mesh will appear. So you're seeing his muscles. It's like actually so cool. And I'm assuming these are like the bones that he has, which is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So like at least now I know where to break. That's gonna be helpful. Also, sorry if I sound extremely unenergetic. It's like 2:44 in the morning. So any other things? Oh yeah, we got a sunset weather. We got new shading. Just gonna speed ahead real quickly. Rocket Fist. I'm not gonna play that because that could be copyright. I'm not sure, but Rocket Fist exists. You will definitely see it in the background when I cut to the actual part. So yeah, I don't think I have many other things to cover for like leaks and stuff. So I think that's it. So, yeah. Question numero uno. What inspired you to make Kaiju Battle Simulator specifically? Like, why didn't you make any other game that you could? You could have made like a Punchimals sequel or something, but you chose to make KBS. Why?
Well, I mean, I could have just finished Punchimals as well.
This is true.
So I actually worked on it before Punchimals, like back in 2019.
Really?
Basically, I was like, all right, I want to make a Boneworks kind of game just for fun. And so I made a Boneworks thing. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And I showed it to my friends. And I had a friend who had an idea. He's like, hey, what if you made a Pacific Rim game? Like, using that. I'm like, all right, I'll give that a try. And I just made a demo thing. It was pretty fun. And then I was like, this game's too big. I can't possibly finish this because I don't have enough resources. So I just sort of left it.
I mean, great thing
and
you
yeah.
came back to it, because like, you know,
Yeah.
this is absolute peak right here, bro. Also, I'm saying this now, the absolute glaze during this is gonna be insane. I love this game, bro. You don't understand.
Me too. It's actually my favorite quest game. It's actually the
Bro.
first game I got on my new quests.
Really?
Nice.
Type.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
actually
question
funny.
two.
I still
I had
have
to
the
go to
old
the back.
build on my headset, bro. Like the old one where it's just basically like a hallway
yeah.
to an ocean.
Yep, that
Oh,
one. Yeah, it was. The old one was just like some models I made in Blender.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the mech was just some like mannequin.
Yeah.
That I found.
I know Perfect Cell in the Discord server, he brought something up. Hold on, I'm gonna try and find that real quickly. I
God.
think it was general. This is, it was earlier than that. It was here. He said, quote, yeah, after Mixamo, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Mixamo, I don't know. Anyways.
It's something like that. I think I just bought it for like $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like there's a bunch of videos. I think I showed some on the stream of like really, really old versions of the game. But yeah, like the old version was just like, all right, what works? And like that's the reason why the kaiju is not the original Snapjaw is not in there because it was based on some concept art that I found on ArtStation, so I can't really use it in a commercial game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Stone. Question 2. Let's
All right, question 2. What is your favorite kaiju in all of media, whether it be ones you made or ones you saw as a kid? If you watched kaiju media at all.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one. It's either gonna be Leatherback or Otachi. I think are like the coolest ones that I've seen. In that, like, they're not like they're more believable than your average kaiju design. They seem to have like they have like they're like an animal.
Yeah.
Whereas like
I really
Godzilla's
like
cool.
Leatherback.
Leatherback's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Leatherback's awesome. Got good picks.
Because like especially for me as an absolute Ultraman fan, I can say some of the kaiju designs in Ultraman make no sense whatsoever. Like I'm trying to think of a good absolutely random example of a kaiju, but like, there's no way, like, for example, Leogon from Ultraman Jack. If you look at this man, he's a fusion of a plant and an animal made in a science lab because this dude wanted revenge on everybody. And it's like, that is the most what thing ever. Also, I sent a picture. Those weird things on his shoulders are supposed to be like plant flower bud
What is
things.
that?
That's Leogon.
Oh my
I don't know what
god.
that's supposed to be.
It looks like that guy it's like that guy from was it My Hero or whatever has like
My
pipes in
Hero
his leg.
Academia? I think that's what it
haven't seen
was.
that before. That's very weird.
Question 3.
Question 3. Pregunta 3. What was your thought process in designing the game? I have no clue what I meant by that question, but yeah.
Yeah, the idea is to make it feel like you're like a little guy in a giant suit. So then it's like basically what would it be like if you were actually piloting a big robot, right? Like how would it actually feel? And how do you pull it off in a way that like is satisfying for the player that doesn't feel like too slow, but also doesn't feel too fast? And you
Honestly,
feel like you have like legit limitations rather than just being like infinitely powerful.
yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I could say definitely nailed it in that department. Like, you don't understand the absolute satisfaction that it feels just to throw a nice right hook in person and see like your actual hand do it, and then the delay, and then just a boom right into the face of the kaiju. It is one of, oh my goodness, it just feels so good. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you can't put it to words.
I personally think that I like the combat better than Blade Sorcery combat because I like retro Pacific Rim, like the kaiju movies that aren't fast and quick.
Yeah. Like the slow and steady ones, the ones that like actually add weight to it.
Yeah, like 2014.
Yeah. Like
2019 was
OG.
acceptable.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So like I spent like months when I added Moby because I needed a new kaiju. The old one was kind of busted, so I ended up making a new one. I spent months trying to get it so like when you hit him, he would like naturally stumble backwards from the force of the hit, and he would like react to it in some way that wasn't just like an animation.
Yeah.
So like in Blade and Sorcery and like some other games, it's like you punch them and then they just sort of like play an animation based on like how hard you punch them. And I feel like that feels a bit lame. It's hard to make it look good though. So like I think the slow motion movement and all that kind of stuff like, helps hide some of the problems.
Yeah.
That definitely
Yeah, I
works,
feel like-
especially because like since they're heavy too, you don't have to work on these like super fast paced animations like you do in Blade and Sorcery, where you're hitting like clip after clip on people, and you're like, you hit one thing hard and it's like a small little animation. No, in this game it's slow. You have weight to everything. You hit them really hard and they're gonna like stumble backward and they're gonna like slowly fall. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, I like because like in Blade Sorcery, I throw a mean like full force left hook at them, and they just go like ugh, and they stumble back a little. If I do that to Moby, he actually like stumbles back and it falls over.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
Well,
So
like,
I feel like
yeah, I mean, even like Battle Talent and that have the same problem, which is like what I think is like kind of like a physics rubber band effect, where like you hit them right, and then their head kind of slides backwards a bit, and then they sort of just like instantly slide back into position.
Yeah, I haven't played Battle Talent, so I can't give my personal opinion on that.
I don't. What does rubber banding mean? Because I play Path of Titans, and people say, "Oh no, I rubber banded all the time."
Oh,
What does it mean?
technically that's a multiplayer thing where like if it's like trying to hide the lag, but when I say it in this case, I'm talking about more like a literal rubber band effect. But
Uh,
basically, like it's like the way they do the physics in those games is like they apply like a force to all the joints to make them like glue them into a particular spot to match the animation. So when you hit them, like you're just sort of pushing them away from their like glued spot, and then they kind of go back there. So it's just so that the physics actually works. And it is really hard to like not do that because that's like the way you do it. And the way I'm doing it's kind of a unique thing that like because if you ever look at say, um, for instance, Monster Titans Playground, right? Like they don't really have that much physics for the robots, right? Like when you hit the robot, they kind of just
yeah,
take the hit, and then eventually when they ragdoll, then you can throw them around.
yeah. My
So
problem with
yeah,
that, I really like their concept, but my main problem is the robots. They feel a little too resistant. Like sometimes your punches, they feel like they do absolutely nothing. Like they don't take barely any knockback. They just stand there, and you feel like just nothing happened.
yeah. So that's just a part of the approach, right? So like I feel like they could fix that pretty easily in the future when they get time to change some stuff. Like I think their damage effects like on the buildings and on the robots is really good.
Their
Like
buildings is. I
yeah,
love
like
the
the buildings are
destruction on the
better than
building.
mine. Yeah, like I'm jealous of the buildings. I want to try and make my buildings better and be similar to theirs. It's just hard on the Quest. The Quest can't handle
Yeah.
as much
Yeah,
stuff.
All I know
I
is that the
bet there's a
buildings,
workaround.
yeah, the buildings on KBS they're still good too. I haven't played Monster Titans Battleground Playground. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I haven't played that before, but like I kind of want to get it. It seems really fun. And also, don't. Oh, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, my
So,
chair.
question 4:
Sure.
how big do you want this game to be, and how big do you think it's going to be?
Are you big in what way? Like physically big or in like
Big,
popularity?
both.
Like
Like big in
popularity.
popularity and big in physically.
Oh,
Like,
right. Well, I'm hoping to make it my full-time job. And like, I mean, it was number one, right? So like kind of reached the top already, but it'd be nice to go back to number one again at some point. So I think right now, like depending on which storefront version they've got running, because you know, like they've split it, they're testing different like rankings. I think like it'd be nice if I can visit number one a few times as like updates and stuff come out and it gets surges in stuff. So like ultimately I'd like it to be kind of like a game like you know like Blade and Sorcery or something where it's like people all know about it. It's like, oh yeah, that's one of those one of the VR games that's like was really popular um for a while and sort of sticks around for like a long time. That makes sense?
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That's kind of like I'm like at a loss for words right now, bro. I need sleep. Anyways, but like I don't know how to explain it, but like that's kind of like I don't want to say the ideal spot you want to be because like that kind of is, but like I don't know really how to explain it, but like when people think of popular VR games, they're either gonna think somewhere from Gorilla Tag or Blade and Sorcery, where it's just like when you think of like when you see a Quest 2 ad, you're gonna see one of those few games, so you're probably gonna want it to be like there, which is basically what you said. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go meet with Meta in person next week. So I'm going to San Francisco
nice.
for GDC,
Oh,
which is
dang.
like a game developer conference.
Go.
So that should be fun. Can meet with some of the
Should.
people.
Yeah. All right. Question 5. If you could add one thing to the game instantly, like without having to go through the hassle of like programming it, what feature would you want?
Probably multiplayer. Because that's the
That's
biggest pain
fair.
in the ass.
That's yeah.
There's all
Especially
those
mean,
little
like,
Timmys like, "Do you want multiplayer? Can we get multiplayer?"
nah, I got a voice changer. I could do it better. I got a voice changer. I could do it better. Hold up, let me find it.
God, please no. But yeah, I feel
When's
like
multiplayer
multiplayer.
gonna get added, guys? When's multiplayer getting added, bro?
That's pretty
We
good.
need multiplayer.
That is pretty good.
Multiplayer.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah. It could
Yeah,
just be
I feel
like
like-
Schmackle and Gorilla Tag.
Yeah, I hope
But-
because I did watch Jamin's Curly video. I hope if multiplayer ever comes in the future, probably is, but we don't know. But like, I feel like if it does come, I hope it doesn't have the same issue where it's doing like double the work, like in the video.
yeah.
It is double
Honestly,
the work or
I have
more.
no clue how multiplayer would be in this game because, like, I don't know if it would be two different Jaegers or if it would be like the Pacific Rim type of thing with like two different people, but they only control half of the whole thing basically. So I have no clue how that's gonna be. That's gonna be awesome.
I'll let modders do that. I actually think that would be like funny, but not actually fun.
Yeah.
Imagine like one guy's controlling one arm, the other guy's controlling the other arm. They're like, "All right, let's fight the kaiju," and it just like ends up just like I don't think they would coordinate very well.
Yeah. I feel like you would need to actually like genuinely bridge in real life to genuinely like do good. But like if you don't know this person, like what they're gonna do in this game, then you're just gonna die. Like right hook now, and they're just gonna like aim for the chest. It's like, what are you doing? And then you're just gonna die. So you know.
You just use like he throws the hammer away. Like, what are you doing? I need that.
He tried
I've
to use
seen-
your left
I've-
arm to grab it.
The thing that I'm
Or, like,
scared
yeah.
about mods is modders can realize they can upload basically anything. So eventually we could get Skibbity Mech fighting Skibbity Moby.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Bro,
they'll probably
this is
have
gonna
like
be-
Thomas the Tank Engine mech versus like Bumblebee and like
Like
Teletubby like Kaiju.
Shrek Moby.
Yeah,
Just like
you know.
just slap Moby in like a Teletubby suit.
Oh my god. This is gonna be. I can't wait for modding to come to this game, bro. This is gonna be like
Yeah,
the best thing ever.
modding's almost like easier to add in the sense that like, you know, like they never added multiplayer to Bone Lab, but there's a multiplayer mod, you know.
And a
Yeah.
good thing about modding is if you add a good system, your game can last for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, modding might make more sense for me to add. Multiplayer is almost. I mean, it might actually end up being like, you know, Kaiju Battle Simulator 2 or something.
Ooh.
I feel like if you're gonna release one, if you're looking for whatever one you want to do, then do that. I would say if you're looking for one that would draw in more players, I would say multiplayer because not everybody can make mods perfectly.
Yeah. Like I feel like I don't know how to say this because it might not be true, but I feel like more people might get an easier like enjoyment out of multiplayer than through modding. Like to all the people that don't know how to use mobile VR station to install mods on Blade and Sorcery, they're probably so jealous having to use the base game where removing a hand kills a person. You know, like if modding
Well,
is
like,
you know,
no,
if you-
because I would just integrate mod.io so the mods would be available directly in the in the menus.
well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be
actually.
good.
Yeah, so you just open the mod shop menu, whatever, click on the mods you want, it installs them, it runs the game, and depending on which ones you install, it either works or it crashes probably.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yo, hold up. Imagine. So, I don't know if you guys have played Untangled, which is like a Spider-Man type of thing, but the way that they have like a multi-roomed hub, yo, that would be sick actually. Hold up. Like, I gotta find this picture. How do you spell Mogira? Oh, there you go. In what's it called? Hold on, let's move to the next question. I'm gonna try to find that picture though.
All right.
So,
So,
yeah.
question 6: how many kaiju do you want, and how many kaiju do you think are going to end up in the final game?
Let's see. So we've got Snapjaw and Moby, and then the next one's going to be Rochi. Then there's a swimming and a flying one that I want to do.
Ooh.
There's a nice model I found on that can be good for swimming. And then I'm gonna get Winston and James to do more concepts. If I had to pick, it'd be like at least 8, I reckon.
I
With
feel like eight's
variations,
pretty good.
8's pretty good.
like variations, like there'll be like maybe there's Moby, but maybe there's like 5 different versions of Moby.
Ooh.
Like there's Moby,
Yeah, and
there's
if you,
like
you could
Mega
do,
Moby or something.
I'm trying to think. Well,
But
you could
anyways,
pull like a.
oh, what I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say before is so going back to previous question, a hub world that's sort of reminiscent of like these scenes from like Heisei Godzilla, where you have like the giant mech that's being worked on in this giant hangar. That would be really cool. Like
Oh yeah.
just seeing your Jaeger just absolutely
Oh,
massive,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
towering over you while you would be crossing the bridges, and like there'd be different rooms on different sides that you could do different things. Like you'd have one that would be the mech lab, you'd have one that would be like installing mods, like different rooms for different settings. But like
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
yeah, like have it like where
So
you could teleport to different rooms or you could walk there yourself. Like that would be so cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I
that's
feel
the
like
plan.
this might be a little niche, and I might be the only person that like this. But personally, I think it would be funny if you could do something like in Godzilla PS4, where you can make like dioramas and they're posable little figures, so you can recreate things like this. That'd be funny.
I mean, yeah, that'd be something I add when I'm like a lot further along with other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I went to the when I was in Japan, I went to there's like this Osaka figurine museum.
Ooh.
And they had like at the end, like they had all of the figurines of like all the Ultraman and Godzilla and
Yo.
like even Pacific Rim stuff, and they had like Evangelion. At the end, they had this cool diorama room, which was like a lot of Evangelion dioramas that were all set up, and like I took a bunch of photos, and they were really cool. But yeah, that kind of thing sounds cool. Like, my plan for the orbital hangar is it's a hub world where all of your progress, like your single player like campaign progress, is in like, and the idea would be that you build up you have your mechs. You can have multiple mechs in there, and you use one mech for a campaign. So you use one at a time. But like between missions, you can go back into the there'll be like some kind of like platform you can go on, and you can look up really close, see all the damage from last time.
Ooh.
And there'll be some stuff for like if you want to like maybe even just like power washing or like putting decals on or repairing,
Ooh.
that kind of
Yo,
stuff.
decals. Oh my god, wait.
Yeah.
Do you know how many devious people we're gonna have? Like, judging by what I've seen in, like, I think it was either CSGO or Call of Duty where you could put decals on your guns, people have done some heinous things. Prepare to see, like, pictures of people drawing absolutely insane things onto, like, the chests of their Jaeger, just posted in general. That's gonna be so funny.
Yeah, so I mean, there'll still be the content rules that apply to like the forum. So if someone wants to post something weird, they can obviously remove it or whatever.
You
But
think
like,
not?
yeah, I fully expect that kind of thing. Like, I mean, Call of Duty, I think they put a lot of effort into preventing that, but they couldn't.
People are too creative.
I have
Yeah,
a
I
really
mean, I'm not
stupid question, by the way.
okay.
Wait, what?
So, if you're gonna do campaign, however it's said, would you do something like Godzilla NES, where you like go between all the different planets?
Well, I don't know
That'd
about
be
planets.
sick.
I did plan to have the moon and an asteroid as 2 different places you can go.
Ooh.
So like the idea would be it's not like exactly a roguelike, but like you just when you set up you have different campaign theaters, and like it will give you a set of random levels to play with some different missions in each one, and like the idea is like you could go through them all, and like that's how you unlock new stuff, and like you unlock new levels as you play, like you do the missions.
Here's
Yo,
another
wait, you know what I just thought would be so cool? So
what?
like a mode that I don't know if you're gonna unlock like attachments and stuff throughout the game, like their campaign, but if you are, after you like 100% it, there's another mode that you get where basically like this is like towards the final version where there's like about like the 8 kaiju or whatever that you start off and you're given like, so I don't know if you guys know Ultraman Fighting Evolution 3, but there's a mode called the 10 cities mode, and basically what it is you pick a character and there's 10 different levels that you could choose from. I'm pretty sure. I think you could choose from only 3 at a time, but like what you do is you pick one of the 3, and then when you do that, that one is like deleted off the map and then another one shows up. But like every time you defeat one, the meter on the other kaiju goes down. So like there's like 3 bars underneath when the 3 kaiju spawn. When you defeat one of them, the other kaiju, their bars goes to 2, and then eventually if their bars run out, they wipe the city. But if you kill them in time, you'll save it. So like a mode like that, and after killing a kaiju, you get a new attachment. That would be cool.
Yeah, there'll be like stuff like that, I think, to like help with content. So instead of just being like a standard roguelike where you lose everything at the end, it'll be more like more traditional where you just unlock stuff. But I think if your mech gets destroyed, you lose it, and you have to like buy a new one or build a new one. But there might also be the option of like revisiting a mission that you failed to go salvage your old one. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's so many things that I've got to add, and right now it's a bit of a struggle because there's all these bugs that everyone keeps finding. And like, I really wanted to get this update out, but you know, if I can't fix all the issues, then it'll have to wait.
Hey, it's fine. Just take your time.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're getting stressed out. It's fine. Just if people can be impatient, I could say that from experience. I know a lot of impatient people. Just take your time. Don't try and rush anything, because then that's probably gonna make more bugs. Just try and like nip everything else. Just take as much time as you need. As long as I have the game still, I don't care. I'm fine. Take as time as you need. Wow. Take as long as you need. My English and Englishing.
Yeah. It's I'm really gonna find some like a community manager kind of person for the Discord, because it's getting quite a lot of stuff happening all the time.
Yeah, it's getting a little squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Harry said he's gonna help a bit. We'll see how it goes. Everyone's people still going on about VR user. It's been like ages since he's gone.
Yeah, he's been gone for a long time.
I bet he's back somewhere. I bet he's one of the users.
I bet he's one of the little Timmys in the audience. No. How many
Anyway.
people do we have now? I forgot how many people we had now.
We
I haven't checked in a
have-
long time.
It's like
Whatever
860 or something.
177 plus 2 plus 687 is. I can't math.
It's 866.
Oh damn.
Dang. Okay, we actually grew a lot.
Yo, 1K update wet, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I remember when
mean,
we had like 120 people in here.
I was like one of the
Yeah, it's
first
gone up
20
a lot
people to
since
join
I
the
added
Discord.
yeah,
it
we've gone up a lot
was
since I added the Discord link to the game.
Yeah, I know, like, I remember I was just going through and showing my friend, like, one of the videos before, and, like, stuff like that, like, on your channel about, like, the, just a KBS update, and I remember I clicked on posts, and it said, like, 6 minutes ago, or, like, either 6 or 16 minutes ago, that you'd posted a Discord link. I was like, yo, let's go! So I immediately went to that Discord, but, like, I remember I was like, wait, how do you see what member number you are? Hold on. Or can you just not?
I was really easy because I'm like one of the first people here. So I could just go in there and I could just see and count the people, start counting heads, and I'm like, oh yeah, I thought it was 7th for the long time. Because my stupid smooth brain counted wrong. I'm not 7th, I'm 8th.
Hold on,
How do you count which one you are?
just go to like the beginning, and then just
So
start
you can
counting.
see the list, yeah. Well, I know
Yeah.
I'm 1 because there was no one else in there.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that like the number 1 person that joined, like the first person, he's not like never active.
1, 2. I was the third person. I was the
I
third person in this Discord.
I only created the Discord because some guy on itch.io asked me to do it.
Wait, did Mr. Claw finally shut up? By the way,
He stopped. He stopped talking to me. I didn't. He just sent me lots of messages saying, like, "Hey, how you going?" It's like, and they just do it again. He's like, "Hey, man, I got
Hey,
ideas
man.
for the game," and I'm
Hey
like,
man, I got ideas for the game.
"Post it in suggestions." That's like, then everyone can see it.
I
Wait,
But I think
asked
wait.
him, and
people
then
want like a direct line to the dev like this for some reason.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, and like I would be like, like doing things, and I'd get a ping because I actually have all messages on the server, so I just know all activity because this is the server I do best in and the server I like.
Tight.
But like I'll be in there and like, oh, a new suggestion. Let me just see, and it's like him just saying like 2 lines. I'm like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, I'm saying my suggestion, but slowly. I asked him, just say the entire thing, and then he says later all the time, and then he never
Yeah,
does
he
it.
said okay and stuff. Like I think he was just looking for attention. Yeah,
Wait,
that's
who were you guys
that's the
talking
post.
about?
Oh, there's this Gorilla Tag kid called Mr. Claw. And hold on, let me count. Out of his 41 messages. 1, 2,
Jeez.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, he
8.
kept just being like, he wouldn't even like say anything. He would just be like at JTM, and be like, "What do you want?" He's like, "It's like
Yeah,
I got
9 out of his
ideas."
41 messages are just raw emojis. Like, and
Damn.
I
hold on,
I
he
actually
said
thought he was like maybe like a 10-year-old or something.
2, 3.
That's kind of crazy.
Four.
Also, sorry
And
about
out
that
of his-
random ping a few days ago. Should I mess
I
up?
I've
don't
been-
really care too much about the pings. I think it's just like, I think if it's just like, if the pings is like a legit thing they wanted to say, I'm not mad. But more like if the ping was just like something dumb, like, "Hey, dude," like I'm kind of like, "What?"
Yeah.
Hey, dude, have you heard of Candace? Like that. Okay. Out of his 41 messages, 5 of them are actual sentences.
Bro.
I am so proud of him.
Yo, 5
He said
sentences.
5
That's a whole
whole sentences.
paragraph. Let's go. Yo, he actually
it's
only
like-
typed the paragraph. That's crazy.
All right,
Yeah.
next question.
Next question. How long does it take to make the average model?
It's like
Oh.
Snapchat.
Oh, right. I mean, mine aren't very high quality, so like they're only a couple of days, but I find it really draining because I'm not really a proper artist. So I do a model on my iPad using Nomad Sculpt.
Yo, Snapchat
And, like,
was made
that's-
on an
that's
iPad?
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
I actually just bought like a stylized mesh for like the body, and then I like just sculpted that into like a monster body, and then just like glued the head onto it to save time, and added a tail. And yeah, so that was fine. But then like to do all of the like extra stuff, like you gotta like do the bones and like there's the texturing and the baking, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff and the remeshing. That takes like a couple of days. And then you gotta like then you've got the model, but then you gotta put it in the game. So like then that takes a while because like you gotta set up the ragdoll. I gotta set up all the limbs. I gotta set up all of the locomotion settings. I've got to set up the behavior tree and then the animation state machine, and then like balance. Like they usually don't stand up properly. You have to keep changing some of the values.
Yeah.
And that's why Orochi's taken so long because I'm trying to make a better version of a kaiju that's like more like flexible. Because I want that one to be like he can jump and run, he can climb buildings, he can like stand up or go on all fours,
Yeah. I'm sorry. I
bite
can't
you and
wait.
stuff.
I can't wait for just to get absolutely clipped because I'm probably gonna use my chain blade and try and like swipe from left to right, and he's just gonna go on all fours and just weave the blade. I can't wait for that to happen, bro.
Also,
Yeah, it should be fun.
what did you do to Moby?
Bro,
Oh, that.
he's ripped now, bro.
Why is he?
So
Why did you steal his skin?
James is making so we're working on this thing where it's like the like a damage layer. So normally you won't see
Ooh.
that at all, right? but like if he gets like hit by the plasma cannon or something like that does a lot of damage, then it'll reveal underneath, like there'll be like a effect.
Oh wait, this is
Um,
actually sick. I thought you guys were like trying to remodel Moby because like it was a bot from somewhere. And I was
Nah,
like, wait,
Moby is the only one I'm gonna keep from that sort of thing.
We
But
love
like, it's
Moby.
just so nice.
Moby's cool.
Like, it's such a good model. I mean, Protofactor has a lot of cool models, but like, that's the only one that I was like, that's a kaiju. You know what I mean?
Moby's awesome.
Moby's
A lot
good.
of the other ones are sort of alright, but they're like either really gross alien looking or like they have like a weird face or they have like oversized like hands.
Yeah.
I love.
I actually asked Protofactor to make more models for the game, but they said no.
Oh,
They were
Damn.
just like, we don't have the time for that. It's too
my
long.
favorite thing to do with Moby, like he's so perfect for this. Just grab his jaw and just start spinning him around.
Yes, that's like okay, whenever I have to fight a Moby, the first thing I will do is like rocket punch to put him into stun basically. Grab his jaw and hit the gif that you sent me of just on his jaw, just break the jaw and then just start like spinning around with him. I don't know why it's so funny.
He's perfect for that. That's why
Exactly.
it's such a good model.
Yeah, it is a good one. James managed to cut the polygon count in half without really changing what it looks like.
Ooh.
Wow.
So like that should make the game run a bit better.
W.
And yeah, so I want to make it so he can actually properly bite. Like he's got biting now, but he can't quite grab properly. But I
Yeah,
do want
like
him to grab and bite, and he will be able to like damage your arm by biting it. And like if he manages to like grab on, he might even like permanently break the arm.
Ooh.
by the way,
Yeah.
I feel bad because whenever he died, like whenever I killed Moby, I stabbed him with a healing spike. He got his health back, but he was still dead.
Yeah, it doesn't like I'll probably change it so it does actually work, but like right now it doesn't actually turn on his like alive state. So once he's dead, he can't like I fixed the zombie thing. But that also means like they can't come back to life. But I will do that. I will eventually like make it so the heal spike can actually resurrect them. And yeah,
just-
like I'm going to add a control spike as well, which will do sort of like change their team temporarily to be on your team.
Like
Ooh.
Invasion of Astro Monster when they might control Godzilla.
Peak reference right there. Absolute peak reference right there. But yes, kind of judging by that statement. That's going to be peak.
Yeah, they got to heal. They got to fix the heal spike as well. It's pretty awful right now.
Yeah, all I know is that it would be so funny to scare so many people if you just don't bring that up when you update it. Like, usually what I'll do when I'll kill a Kaiju and I, like, use my healing spike to heal myself, I'll throw the healing spike into the Kaiju after it's, I think, almost used. So I'll still see a little bit of green particles, but then it'll be fine. It would be so comical if you just didn't say it was added in an update and I just throw it and then he just gets back up.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
It would
That's one
be
of those things where
funny
it's like,
if, like, on like April Fools, you gave him like a tiara and the tutu.
That would be absolutely heinous.
Great. And like for Halloween, you said you would add like zombie kaiju's possibly.
Ooh.
yeah. So that would be like the idea with that was in Halloween there would be like a kind of like parasite kaiju that like appears and it like like burrows into a dead body.
So kind of like the parasitic kaiju from Ultraman Dyna episode 3 if you've seen it. Basically like in the lore of the episode, random kaiju that were already defeated by cut select. Wow. Gut select, they come back to life and they happen because of the parasite. So Dyna has to go through multiple kaiju to kill that parasite and it's so cool. Good episode.
Yeah, it'd be. I guess I didn't know about that, but yeah, that's kind of how it would be. I think it'd be like a flying thing that, like, when it sees a dead body, you'd have the opportunity to stop it if you saw one of these, but like it would hide until a kaiju dies,
Yeah, you
and
should.
then it would sort of like pop out and try and like get inside it.
You
That'd be
shouldn't
cool.
tell people about that if you do add it, and then make the kaijus like really loud, so they'll just get horrified by hearing like behind them.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, like
that would be
That'd be
absolutely
comical.
mortifying.
the other thing I'm looking at is, so have you seen like Bolts of the Wizard?
Oh yeah, I actually have that game.
I have not
Yeah,
seen
so
that.
I've got voice commands working for the drone.
Ooh,
So yeah, the drone's going to be more useful. You'll be able to like tell it to do stuff.
that's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
I think like I'm not sure, but like in my most recent recorded video, it hasn't come out yet. Stay tuned. Anyways, but I think in the video you will hear me audibly go, follow. Like I'll just sit there and just start screaming follow at the drone like 8 times, and I'm like, oh, it's not working. It's not in the. Anyways,
Okay. Yeah, so I have a version of the game. It's not in the beta or anything that actually just works.
W.
So you put your hand up to your ear and you hear a little like beep noise, and then you can just say a command. And right now the only command is like you say, drone follow me, and it just like it'll follow you, and that's it right now. But I have like a few dozen commands that I want to add, like telling it to like go attack something or stay here or go there or pick this up. Give me
Sick,
something
actually.
like so it'll like have a little gravity gun that it uses to pick stuff up.
Yeah.
what
The other
if
thing is like it could weld objects together.
what
Ooh.
if I want to be mean and I tell it to explode and it just dies?
So there'll be a joke. My plan was that you can tell it to self-destruct and it will count down and it will pretend to explode, but then like after a second it'll actually explode. And then that's it. It's gone. And in single player mode, if you do that, you have to buy a new drone. But you can use it to kill a kaiju because you can be like, it'll have a command like you can say self-destruct, and then you can say ram that kaiju
Yeah,
or
that would
ram
be crazy.
Moby, and it'll ram into him, and then it'll stay there until it blows up. Because Moby might try and destroy it, but it
Yeah.
might be too late.
Judging by the previous version of this game, Moby has absolutely insane beef with that drone, bro. Like, I would be right next to him, spawn him, and he would look dead at the drone. Like, seriously, he would lock in on that thing and hit the... And then just immediately start attacking him, bro. Like, it was comical at that point.
Yeah, because the problem is there's no threat table on the kaiju, so they can't change targets until they kill the target, but you can't kill the drone, so
Yeah.
I
that's
remember
why
like
it wouldn't. Yeah,
when I first played the game, I remember when like he used to go to the drone. Whenever he actually got to it, he would just look up and he looked so stupid just staring at it.
yeah, it was too far away for him to hit, so he just wouldn't be able to do anything. Moby also has a special attack for things that are small. If he tries to attack like a car, which he doesn't right now, but like he would try and step on it.
Oh my god.
Just like a little stomp.
Oh my god. If I ever, like... It would be kind of funny if, like, an automatic reset would happen if, like, the kaiju could stomp, and, like, if your mech gets a total system failure, and then, like, you just get curb stomped, that it would be an automatic reset of, like, the back to orbital hangar. It would be so funny just to get a total system failure, and with nothing left to do, just see Moby walk over and just curb stomp you. That would be the most comical thing ever.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be comical.
Well, eventually they'll be able to grab your head, and if they get your head and they crush it, then you'll die. Like character will die.
Ooh.
All right,
That's not.
next question.
That's like a later thing. Probably something Orochi will try and do a lot.
Orochi
Yeah.
seems like the most violent of the 3 that are in the game.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it
I've
could
only
be
ever seen him
guy.
do a stick bug dance.
Yeah.
I might put that in the game. That'd be really funny if like he beats you, then he does stick bug.
Or maybe it's just like maybe you could just like maybe it could be like a feature where like maybe like it just has like a 12% chance to do that every time it spawns.
Just instead of a roar, just like the... Nah, it's just... That'd be absolutely insane.
That'd be funny.
Just
Play some
imagine.
music
Alright.
too.
I could so imagine like a Neo variety wave type of thing. Like you see Moby there, and then you see like an armored Snapjaw. It's like, okay, I gotta get ready to fight, and then Orochi just spawns and just hits the.
Yeah, Moby does the Fortnite dance.
Like which one? The default or the Orange Justice?
The default. Orange Justice would be funny.
But
So
also,
question 9.
Yeah, we
This
might need to
one,
wrap it up
question-
soon, so we'll go through the questions a bit quicker.
I bet. So this one was already kind of answered, but like maybe we can get more, maybe confirmed. I'm not sure. What other weapons do you plan on adding to the game?
Oh yeah, so more grenade style weapons. The chest cannon,
Ooh.
the gravity gun, the ball and chain thing, grappling hook. What else? Probably. Well, it's not a weapon, but you know, like some jetpack stuff for like sliding and flying and jumping, double jumping and stuff. Probably some stuff to do like a flamethrower,
Ooh.
like a freeze thrower. Does that make sense?
Freeze.
Yeah. Oh,
Freeze ray.
Freezing.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
like
so
just like
a
shooting
lot
like a mist, like just freezing a part of a kaiju, and then just like punching it and just seeing it explode into like little ice shards. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it will slow them down, and then like their limbs will freeze, so they can't move. And then if you like, you know, they'll break more easily. They probably
Yeah.
won't shatter because that's a bit annoying. Or they might. Like it depends. I'm working on some stuff like, you know, the katana's really like I'm having a lot of issues with the blades right now. Getting them to work nicely is really hard.
Yeah.
Stabbing's fine. It's just cutting that's really hard to get right.
Yeah, cutting. I've noticed cutting got like a little weird lately. Like I'll just cut the arm and then I'll go like through the body and like everything just falls off.
Yeah, that's. I'm working on fixing that now. I'm gonna put bones in them so that you can't just cut anywhere. So you have to
Ooh.
cut at the joint.
Here's
So yeah, that'll be a bit later.
Pretty cool actually. I just close out of
big.
Google.
There we go. I have
Alright.
one big issue right now with the game. It probably could be fixed, but like my issue is the kaijus just walk straight towards you, and sometimes they hit buildings, and sometimes they lose like half their health before I get to punch them.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
reduced the amount of damage buildings do. I'll be
Yes.
putting out a build later. So the Kaiju's like durability has been improved. So they won't die as easy. Because buildings were a little bit too strong.
Yeah.
Before they were too weak, now they're too strong.
Yeah, they're kind of
I
ties
do like
into
the fact
something
that they
else.
will just indiscriminately trample buildings. So
Yeah. That ties into a question I was going to ask. What do you think is going to be in the next Sigma build?
it's just going to be bug fixes,
Type.
mostly.
For me,
But like maybe some new sound effects. I've got like a couple of dozen new sound effects from the sound guys.
Nice.
I just need to put them in there. They're way better than the old ones.
so wait, will you give Moby and Snapjaw different roars?
Yeah, that we're working on it. It's just taking some time to do all the sounds.
Do you think you're going to change both of them or just change one of them?
Probably both. They're coming up with some like specific ideas for like Moby and Snapjaw. Like Snapjaw's gonna be more like a lizard dinosaur thing, whereas Moby's got some whale stuff they're working on.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
I feel like Orochi would either have something similar to Ibera's roar from the 1966 Godzilla, or what's his name, Sadora from Ultraman, Return of Ultraman.
Well, if you have any suggestions, you could just post them in the suggestion like for what you think that things should sound like, and we can
Got
look
you.
at it.
Yeah, I have tons of roars and sounds I can use.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah, there's gotta be
afraid.
some more like
I'm so
You know.
plagued with like knowing Showa era roars that like whenever I see like kaiju like this, I think of good Showa roars which don't fit in the game that it is. Especially with like everything's all like hyper realistic, and then you just hear like a high pitched screech that I'm probably gonna play right now. So you know, that's kind of
Yeah.
would be weird.
All right. How many more questions we got, guys? Because I've got some stuff to do.
One question, one last one.
One last one, I bet.
Will you think there's going to be a custom paint job for the mech? Like you get to do like a hue thing?
Well,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
cool.
like there will be. I just haven't had chance to do it yet. If you have a look at the Pacific Rim game for like Xbox 360, they had some pretty good customization options. I've been looking at that. So like it might be like colors as well as like patterns. Further on, I'll probably be like, you can like there'll be a lot of customization options in terms of like colors, materials,
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
and like textures and stuff, and then potentially some cosmetic things like like Tekken has a lot of that kind of thing where they're just like dumb things you can add,
Yeah.
like fuzzy dice inside the cockpit, or like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But yeah, you'll be able to look at the mech from like close up, as in like that thing you showed with Mechagodzilla, like that kind of thing. So you'll be able to like kind of get the whole perspective of how big it is.
Yeah, that's gonna be
And
fun
yeah,
actually.
hopefully, I can add a proper damage system to the mech so that you can see have a better idea of what they like. When you're fully more damaged, it'll be more like clear.
Perfect.
All
Like, that
right.
sounds awesome. I'm so excited, bro. This game's got like so much stuff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is
Very
Yeah,
excited too.
eventually.
it's peak.
This was very successful.
Yeah, this was nice. I'm
Thanks
so
for the
I'm so
interview,
excited. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all right.
All right,
And
well,
yeah.
you gotta
All right, have a good night, everybody.
All right,
All right. Have a
adios,
good weekend, guys.